Hi, when Google acts like a stalker, you got to point it out. Your Google account is now disabled. Why? Now, I want to point out that isn't the YouTube account or just most of the Google services. It means overnight, with a warning on the account from 2 months ago and no other strikes, I've lost my Gmail account, my YouTube account, and everything associated with it. Why? It looks like it was being used in a way that violated our policies. Follow me here. When someone says you're so guilty that we have to do the nuclear option, but they won't tell you why, that means they know for a fact they're doing it without good reason, or they're lawyering up. This is a corporation. They don't actually have to give me any answers, and they say that I have to do a login and confirm that I'm supposed to be the person going into the account by doing an SMS message so they can get a phone number, and all that kind of shit. Now, that used to be reserved just for spammers, but it's done to everybody now, and you all know why. Because it's aggravating and stupid, and they will steal the phone number and sell it. They steal your email address and do the same thing. Why wouldn't you assume that? But anyway, what happened on that account at all that could cause a problem? I received complaints that I did a negative review in 2018 on a specific subject. Okay, is that what caused it? I don't know. What did I do anything like that on that channel that just got taken down? Yeah, except it wasn't a negative review, it was a positive review. The person who'd been flagging me as a privacy violation or harassment or hate speech or medical misinformation, or who knows what other complaints, most of which were filtered out, and I was told these are bupkis. Google contacted me and said, we received complaints about your video that don't make any sense, basically. But anyway, one of the complaints resulted in, on 2 of my channels, having a video restricted from being visible in Belgium. The video was a negative review of Stefan van Dam, a computer programmer, who wrote a plugin for Opera called Proper Menu Bar. And he doesn't like that. Now, this is a review that I did in 2020 when it didn't work under Opera. That's it. It said it would do something, and then it didn't. And instead of discussing the subject, he basically says, let's discuss something not what you talked about. Let's not discuss what you're complaining about. Let's discuss this. Okay. And then he finally gets around, because I've done this negative press, to correcting the actual error. It's not the program. It's the way it was advertised. It had the wrong description. It had the wrong name for the product. It said it was for Microsoft Edge instead of Opera. It listed features it didn't have at the time. And then he got off his dead butt apparently a couple of months ago and just fixed it. So I tested it yesterday, and I put up a positive review on my channel that's now dead, saying it works properly not only under Opera, but Opera Portable. And that video's gone. The other videos that are negative reviews are still up, because he didn't kill off those channels yet. He killed off the channel I have that did a positive review. I want to mention the only other time I've had the entire Google account erased. Really. I mean, even when they erase my YouTube channel, they leave me with a Gmail account so they can communicate. Sometimes I have to log in and confirm it, but they've stated they've erased it already. Or they're going to. And I have like 24 hours to do it. The last time this happened, the only time this happened, was back when Google, equally in a narcissist or sociopath way, told me they were taking down my account because I failed to associate YouTube account with a Gmail account. This is back before, when it was optional, they made it a demand. Okay, so I went through the procedure and checked to make sure it was active, and I said, yeah, I've connected the accounts. They're connected to each other. Oh, thank you. And then a month later, we've erased your account and your Gmail account because you didn't connect them. Now, of course, they sent that to my secondary email, which I replied, I made sure I sent your response to me twice. Here's a copy of it. Well, we acknowledge you connected it, but we're still erasing it because this was appropriate. What that means in Google speak is they just wanted to get rid of the account, and it didn't matter whether or not I logged in or not and connected it to a Gmail account or whatever requirement they had. At one time, they would punish you for not setting up a Google Plus account. It's because I resisted that they shut it down. That's the plain English reason. Other accounts I've had, again, I still have the email accounts for some reason, were shot down because I insulted Adolf Hitler in one case. Another account was taken down, and I'm not kidding about this, because I said you should wear a mask and get vaccinated if you're exposed to any disease, if there's a pandemic, and that includes the current one, and stay 6 feet apart. You shouldn't just do one or the other. You shouldn't decide, oh, we're not under lockdown anymore, let's take off our masks. I don't think you should, if it ever happens at the time. Until the disease is literally unknown, you keep doing this. Why? Because it spreads asymptomatically. And that channel was taken down. This was a channel I put up long enough for it to come down. I didn't even mention it was up. But again, I still have this random email account that is not useful for anything. So A, it's Stefan Van Dam doing this, or having a lawyer do this, or maybe there's some sort of public defender's office in Belgium that does it, or not. So this video is just going to be what happened today to that other channel. I'm not going to mention Stefan Van Dam in the title or the description. There's no point. And I have to point out that if he got the system to flag a positive review that said it was a positive review, that it worked well, that means Google's algorithm will take any video with his name in it and or the name of that program and erase it. That means his own channel is subject to being deleted because he's complained about his name being up, because, again, he made the claim that putting his name up was a privacy violation when it isn't. It's his name, and he uses it on all his websites. And he only did this because he got a negative review about something he has subsequently fixed, and the only channel he's taken down is the one that gave a positive review. Or he didn't do this at all. It could be somebody else flagging me because they're mad at me because it's Tuesday. I don't know. But YouTube and Google doing this, we will never tell you why we're punishing you thing, that's another subject I'm going to cover really quickly. There is a law on books in almost every part of the United States, and it's usually enforced, but not always, by the powers that be or the legal system in your area, judges, juries, jails, literally the jail itself, police departments, investigators, the ATF or FBI. They're legally required to have a articulatable reason for arresting you. That's the actual terminology that has to be used in court when you say it. You have to be able to explain in a way that's understandable, at least somewhat, why you're punishing someone or why you're arresting them. Because arresting someone, well, that is considered a punishment. If you arrest someone and jail them, that is depriving them of their freedom. Well, it's only a little, yeah, but it's still considered a punishment. You have to have, even to arrest somebody, or to come into their house and search, or search their person, or search their car, you're required by law to have a reason for it. It has to be something you can articulate. If it's just, I felt like it, which no police officer will ever admit to, it's illegal. If you don't have an articulatable reason, then you're not doing it for a good reason, or any reason. YouTube refusing to tell me in a sentence, we're flagging your channel because you had a video where a single frame of your face looked like someone's butt. People tell me that. That's fine. I mean, you could just say, yeah, one of the frames looked odd because of the compression algorithm. Okay, but don't take my channel down. Just take down the video. They never do that. The only time they ever do this, again, is when they want to make a fucking point of it. Again, the most prominent reason I lost every part of an account, including the email account, because Google was mad at me, was because I resisted setting up a Gmail account for a year. I set it up, I connected them, and they acknowledged it. Doesn't fucking matter. They'll punish you anyway. Punishing you on purpose for something you're absolutely not guilty of, or refusing to admit that's why you're doing it, that's pathological behavior right there. Now, disclosure, I'm a victim of, I have to use that word as a real word, I'm a victim of domestic violence. I've been assaulted and almost murdered by someone I had a relationship with. And also, not romantic relationships, but friends. I've dealt with people who've completely come unglued and done the same thing. And in each case, when they felt incredibly vindictive or angry, or felt self-righteous, or needed to make themselves feel self-righteous, they did this shit. It's that, if I have to tell you why I'm mad at you, I'm not going to tell you why I'm mad at you bullshit that a lot of you make fun of and actually see people do in real life. When you see that, you immediately say, that's a pathological behavior. I'm never having contact with you again. I am explaining why I'm doing it because you did that one thing. It is a gigantic go-no-go test. It is literally, that is a deal breaker. We are not to have contact with each other. And the minute you turn into a stalker because you desperately want some sort of pound of flesh, we will have not only no contact, I'm going to make sure there's a no contact order, and I will immediately call the police. Leave me alone. And then turn around and leave. By any means necessary. I don't care if you have to leave everything, all your shit in the apartment. Get the fuck out of there. Somebody who pulls the thing where they're going to punish you, and they're going to make it worse by not telling you why, that's immediately the end of a relationship. And this is the second time Google has done this in a year. On one of my accounts it was destroyed apparently because I made fun of Adolf Hitler or something. Again, not telling me why. But let's get back to the other sociopath behavior. This is important. Is Stefan Van Damme, the author of Proper Menu Bar, guilty of doing this? I doubt it. If he actually watched the video or even read the title, he wouldn't have flagged it. I'm pretty sure it's just the algorithm on YouTube doing it, or a lawyer or law firm doing it. He might have contacted a reputation management company, or maybe part of a collective of people that are just mass flagging my videos. I don't know what happened. It was on the channel that had literally no views. The video had no views at all last night. It was on a channel that had almost no subscribers. The channel that gets the most views is just simply restricted from being viewed in his own country. So a channel was taken down, I don't know anywhere, any better answer, because I gave someone a positive review that wouldn't have been visible in his own country, because the only way I can think of this happening if he didn't do this on purpose, which again, this is a positive review, why would he take it down, is that YouTube and Google have decided that any video mentioning his name or mentioning that product are to be taken down. And if they're willing to shoot my account down through the automated bot, it's never anybody's decision. It's an automated bot. That means eventually Google is going to erase his channel and ban people from promoting his product. There's only one other channel that ever mentioned his stuff. A year ago, there were 10. He may have inadvertently caused Google and YouTube to censor him. This is like calling the police because something's happening and they end up shooting you. And I'm not even doing that as a joke or a meme. That's a sad outcome we have now. Wellness checks end up in shooting incidents because the cops end up killing the person they're doing a wellness check on. So, I'm not even trying to make fun of the guy at this point, although it's ironic as hell if he did this, and I doubt that he did. Is Googlebot under control of Google? I've said this before and I'll say it again. Is Google under control of their fucking bot or not? Because it does this shit. So, this is the outcome. I'm going to go on all my channels and look for anything that includes any part of Stefan or Van or Dam and alter the name first and then erase the videos. And if it mentions menu bar as one word, which is how he typed it up, it's gone. But I'm going to alter it first so it shows I've changed the names and then I erase the videos. And if it's not related to him, I'm still erasing him so that my channel can't get flagged for mentioning him at all. I'll hope that keeps me with some channels. Now, X number of months ago, I had 4 channels. I set up a brand new one. That's the one that's now dead. It had no views on it. I don't even understand why it was taken down. But anyway, I ended up making 5 channels because I was getting threatened with takedown because of COVID-19 and conspiracy theories that I was debunking, oddly enough. And then they shut down. Now I have 3 channels left. I don't know what to do. The only thing else I know of is that I made a playlist of Britney Spears songs. Because it was fun. Some of them were fun. They were people actually lip syncing to her songs. Does Google hate Britney? I don't understand why this happened. And again, Google won't tell you, or me, or anybody. And that behavior is by design. Because Google is a shitty ex-girlfriend, or boyfriend, or both. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Good luck with that. And Stefan, if you did this, you may need to change your own video titles because they're going to shoot you down too. I don't know. Again, it was a positive review, and I don't even know if he did it. Bye.